Well, I think it starts for Dallas. It starts with their pass rush. They have some really good pass rushers. They get to the quarterback. They've made plays so far this season. The linebackers are really talented and smart and play tough too as well. And then their secondary, it's really stepped up. I think that they've really made a lot of great plays so far. So to see that, and it's going to be a tough challenge, and we're looking forward to the opportunity to play a great football team.
What stands out to you about that pass rush? What makes them so effective?
Well, I think they know how to get to the quarterback. I think Lawrence leads with Lawrence, and the rest of the guys they have in and out. I mean, they have so many different guys that come in and out of the game that make so many plays. So, we're gonna have to obviously slow down some of their guys. They're really talented, and just be physical and be able to make our plays.
Chris Richard's imprint on the way their secondary plays.
Yeah, I think Coach Richard is a tremendous football coach. I think that he's done a great job coaching those guys up. He's so detail oriented. That he understands the game so well. He's done it with some of the best players, obviously, in the National Football League, and so it translates over to Dallas and what they're trying to do right now.
After looking at the film and having a couple of days, what's your assessment of what happened in Chicago offensively, and I guess with this?
Well, I think we started off slow. I think that's really the part to it all. We need to get going a little earlier, and then we had. I think the positives. I look at the positives. I always do, and I think the thing is we were able to go up and down the field when we needed to in the 2-minute situation right before half. We got up and down the field. We were able to give, one of the best field goal kickers ever a great opportunity to make a long field goal. He made it. That gave us some good momentum. We kind of came out in the third quarter, got stalemated a little bit there, and then in the fourth quarter we made our plays, and then we had one bad play, obviously, and that's my fault. So other than that, though, I think that we showed resilience. We made a lot of great plays. I think being able to go 99 yards and still give us a chance, and guys making plays up and down the field. The second, or I guess the last drive of the game, was pretty impressive too, So I think that there's a lot of really good things and some great things, and then some not so good things that we can fix and fine tune. Those things are all fixable.
Why do you think it tends to work when you guys go up tempo like that?
Well, I think there's a lot of different reasons. I think that guys play free. That mentally, I think another thing they're overthinking. I think too, it puts pressure on the defense. Right? It's like getting a rebound in basketball. As soon as you get the rebound, and you kick it up the court. It just causes pressure for the defense. And you got to make smart decisions and all that while in it. But it really puts a lot of pressure on the defense. And so I think we've always been able to do it really well. And we'll continue to focus on the things that we do really well and continue to grow in that aspect.
Can you tell that they become simplified, or do they become simplified when you guys go fast?
Yeah, I think most defenses do become more simple. I think more than anything else too, the pass rush. I mean, they slow down just a little bit too, because they're going so fast, typically, and they don't have that 35, 40-second break in between, So I think that helps too.
Report yesterday with the hamstring. Is that anything?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm good. You got to report everything nowadays, I guess. So, I don't know. I'm not sure if gambling's going to change the game, and everybody got to know everything now. So, but on a serious note, yeah, I'm fine. I'm good to go. I'm ready to go.
How, if anything, did it affect on Monday night?
No, it was near the end of the game. Rolling out. I think I threw it back inside to Tyler. I think I was running away from Khalil actually, and threw it back inside from Tyler, and I kind of slipped on the turf a little bit or whatever. So, but I'm fine.
Your coach has made the comment that he thinks you're over trying. What do you think that means?
I'd rather try than not try, huh? I guess that's how I look at it. I don't know. I always give 100%, and give everything I can, and from a preparation standpoint to, all week, from the time you get back on the plane to the time you get to go back on the field, I can say that for every game that I've ever played in my life, I've always given everything I've ever had, and so it doesn't matter what the score is, doesn't matter how much we're up or how much we're down. That's all I know, so I love playing hard, I love playing as tough as I can go, and I'll keep swinging.
There was a timeout in the fourth quarter. You were seeing sort of, I guess, kind of being sort of emotional or whatever during that time. What did you think happened there?
No, I wasn't necessarily being emotional. More so, I didn't understand why we used a timeout. But I think Coach saw something that he wanted to make sure that was right and fixed and all that. We were rolling, but it's no big deal. I more so of like, oh man, shoot, why did we use a timeout there? I didn't understand. But I think he thought that somebody was misaligned or maybe somebody was. So it's no big deal. Coach can always call timeouts and do his thing. So.
You had to work with Joey Hunt in the second half of the game. How did you feel that he stepped in, and how did he handle the communication on the line?
Well, Joey Hunt's been one of our best and smartest linemen, for the past few years now. He's been able to step into major roles, and he's so intelligent. He's played some big-time football. He's played against some tough opponents, obviously, in the National Football League so far, in college as well. All the confidence in the world in Joey. He's so intelligent. He really knows what we're trying to do. When Britt went down, he stepped in. There was no hesitation, and he was ready to go, and he's always going to be ready to go. And that's the thing you love about Joey, and knowing that he's always prepared at the highest level, as good as it gets. And so, today he's been phenomenal. Yesterday he was, phenomenal. In the game, he's always been great. I'm excited for Joey to get the opportunity if that's the case, and he's just going to keep doing his job.
Pete said the other day that he took the blame for going away from the run game a little bit in the past 2 games, getting impatient, wanting to throw more. When you're in it, can you feel that the offense is one-dimensional in that way, that you're passing a little bit more? Well,
I don't think we're one-dimensional. Like I said, without overthinking things. We've played 2 games. we haven't played a whole season yet. I think the first game we were a little. We had. We were really behind the sticks in the first game, the first half. We didn't have that many plays. That was the case in that game. In the second half, we were able to come back and play a really close game. This past game that we just had, really more so in the third quarter is where we kind of, like I said earlier, we kind of got stalemated a little bit. We tried to take some shots down the field, which I think that if we were to go back and try to do it again, if we could, we'd probably run the ball a little bit more earlier in the third quarter, just to give our great running backs a great chance of really hitting the hole and getting first downs for us and stuff like that. And so, but I think that was really the case. It's really just the third quarter more so than anything else. But you play the game and you go for it. You go for the game and you try to do everything you can to win. And that's the great thing that we're preparing for and getting really excited about is coming back home and playing. In CenturyLink and against a very good football team, and seeing what we can do.
You don't have a lot of rushing yards yourself yet, or carries, and I know you're always not necessarily looking to run a whole lot, but do you feel like you need to do more of that, or is there any reason you haven't done a little bit more of that so far?
No, I don't think so. I don't really try to overthink it. I'm not really thinking about, hey, I need to run necessarily right here. I think that we had the third down the other day, and nothing was really there right away, and it was 3rd and 9, trying to get in field goal range. We were able to get the first down, and then from there, I think that we want to be able to give the ball to our great running backs. We really like Chris Carson and what he can do, and you saw the plays he made in Denver in particular. You saw the first couple of runs he had in the past game that we just had. Obviously, Penny is a great running back too as well. CJ had a great game, especially in the fourth quarter there, catching the football. I didn't really get as many runs, but he caught the ball really well and did some things. Mike Davis is a special back too. So, I think that it's letting those guys do their thing, and then it's always been the case when it's right for me to run, it's the right time, and trying to make first downs and make plays.
Did you miss Monday without Doug Bolden?
Say again.
Monday night without Doug Bolden?
Well, I think when you don't have Doug in there, he's a superstar. He's one of the best receivers in the game. He can make so many different plays, and so that's the game of football. It's an unfortunate part of the game is that people get dinged up a little bit and everything else. But Doug, the great thing about Doug is his leadership, his attention to detail, his ability to help guys in the meetings, and just his attention in practice. I'm always talking to Doug in practice, so I'm excited whenever he does come back soon. We know that we'll kick off the way that we want to. But I think that the other receivers are doing a great job. I think Brandon has done a great job for us so far. He's been exciting. I think Tyler's special. You saw him catch that go ball the other night. I think Jaron Brown played really well the other night too. David Moore is going to do a great job for us too, as you guys saw all preseason and everything else he's been able to do, and so getting him some catches and stuff too would be great. And then be able to have a guy like Keenan step into Doug's role. Keenan had a great preseason. He was one of the most exciting guys out of our whole entire training camp. And so. But like I said, with Doug, you're missing one of the top receivers in the game, and but that's going to be okay for us.
What did you see from Keenan over the summer?
Well, I think Keenan's intelligence, his ability to, step into a role, and play the slot position, and to be able to go outside some too as well, but really to step into the slot position and really see the field really well. And the guy scored more touchdowns, I think, than anybody else in NCAA history, pretty much, and he's been able to find the end zone, find ways to make key plays. He's got great savvy, and he really understands the game. And all great slot receivers have great savvy and great quickness and understanding of where to go and when to go and how to get there, and he does that.
Talking with him and hanging out with him, can you tell the military background that he has?
For sure. I think one of the things about Keenan is his discipline, his discipline to prepare, his discipline to how he takes notes and his attention to detail. He's I wouldn't say he's reserved, but he's very, he's very observant about, how he's doing his preparation and everything else, and he just understands how to get ready, and so he's kind of got this quiet confidence to him in a great way, and I think that's just because he's faced a lot of opportunities and adversity and everything else, and in a good way, and he's been able to do things that many people can't do, honestly, and I got a lot of respect for him as a man and as a player.
You've had a number of months with Shadi already, but just a couple of games. What's the biggest difference in the communication with you and him compared to having the same offensive coordinator for the first 6 years of your career?
I wouldn't say there's a drastic difference. I do think that Schottenheimer's doing a great job. I think that we're gonna kick into where we want to be. I think that we have a chance to be really, really good. Really, really good on offense, and that's what I'm excited about. We got to keep, it's not the coach's faults or anything like that. We got to keep kicking ourselves and just getting ourselves in trouble, in first and long situations and stuff like that, and we'll do that. We're going to do that, and we're going to fix it all. So, but I think Coach Schottenheimer's been a tremendous, asset and an addition to our football team and what we're trying to do, and he's so intelligent. To be able to work with him every day is a pleasure.
Working with Will Dissly in training camp and the preseason and all that, I mean, did you sense he had this ability to kind of come out and do what he's done these first 2 games?
Yeah, I think I mentioned it to you guys earlier on. I think that he's been one of the stars of camp, earlier on, and I think that his intelligence, his toughness, you see him catch the football, how he transitions the ball. He just has a great understanding, a great knack, for the game. He's a baller. He can really make a lot of plays. He kind of reminds me of a young Witten a little bit. Just Jason Witten, just how he sees the game. And how he runs routes, and he just catches the ball every time you throw it. And that's how you tell if the receiver's pretty good. You throw it to him, he catches it. He does his job, and he does it really, really well. And so he's been exciting, really exciting, and he's tough as nails, and he's probably one of the most athletic guys just all around. On our football team, just you see him hit a baseball. He's just got a great understanding of just sport and just the stuff in general. And so from Montana, he can play some ball.
Given how hard it is to make the playoffs 0-3, is this a must-win?
Say again?
Is it a must-win this week?
Well, I think every game's a must-win. I think that's kind of the mentality that we've always had. That's never going to change. So the goal is to go 1-0 and have no fear and just go for it and see what we can do. It's going to be exciting coming back to CenturyLink and playing in front of our fans. I know they're going to be crazy loud, and to see our guys. One of my favorite parts of the game is always the kickoff and just seeing the energy in the stadium. Us pulling up the flag, just those type of things, and then obviously the fourth quarter is always great. So let's make it happen.
Russ, how impressed have you been with Ezekiel Elliott so far this season?
Well, obviously Zeke's one of the best running backs in the game. He's tough. He can run the ball really well. He's physical, and so I know Bobby will do everything he can to make sure he brings him down pretty quickly.
Speaking of Bobby, he's on deck. Thanks, Russ.
Okay, thank you guys. Yep,
Thank you.
Go Hawks.